This is Buzzard Radio. That was LTNT Braggs and How Long? No, it's not. It was Earthquake, the A-side on Peacock Records from June 1966, composed by Diedrich Malone and Joseph Scott, UK, on the 29th of July 66 on Vocalion Records. Things aren't working quite well in the studio, but we'll get there. That was Billy Storm here on Buzztown and I Never Want to Dream Again, in brackets, there in a garden. Released on the Loma imprint in September of 1964, arranged by Gene Page, composed by Ted Darrell and Chip Taylor. I can't get the words out today for some reason. Oh dear.
Get ready to dance. Here's our modern room twosome.
Buzzard Radio, that was Grand Van 3000 and Astounded, in brackets MJ Cole Mixes, released on Virgin Records as a 12-inch in 2001, composed by Curtis Mayfield, Gary McKenzie and James DeSalvio. Good afternoon to Woozle down there in Arundel. Nice to have you along.
3,000 razones para darte mi amor, 3,000 razones para darte el corazón, 3,000 razones para darte mi amor, 3,000 razones para darte el corazón.
There's a bit of Bowie Womack for you. Nobody wants you when you're down and out.
Nobody wants you now, down and out.
Our second one from the Modern Room, Bobby Womack and Nobody Wants You When You're Down and Out, released on United Artists Records in May of 1973, produced by Bobby Womack and composed by Jimmy Cox. Billboard reviewed it 19th of May 1973, Record Board not till the 2nd of June. United Artists released it in the UK 27th of July.
Bob Hutchins on Buzztown Radio.
You're listening to Soul on Saturday. Welcome along, I'm Bob Hutchins. This is Betty Turner and the Chevelles. The winds kept laughing. Good afternoon, Woozle. Did I say that already or not? Either way, good afternoon, welcome. Betty Turner and the Chevelles here on Buzztown. Betty Turner and the Chevelles, The Winds Kept Laughing, released on Crescent Records out of San Diego, California, and it was released in 1964, produced and composed by John Gummo and Lenny Green. Yeah, why things are going wrong? I haven't a clue. It's just one of those things that happens from time to time on live radio. There's no explanation. You turn all the system off the night before, everything's working well. You turn it on in the morning and something goes wrong. Although it didn't go wrong when I was just checking levels and everything else before the show started. This is Buzztown Radio. Here's Batman to the rescue. It's Laverne Baker. Yeah, Laverne Baker and Batman to the Rescue came out on the Brunswick imprint in July of 1966, produced by Nat Tarnopol and Dick Jacobs, composed by Lincoln Chase, the orchestra and chorus directed by T.J. Wiltshire. Record World reviewed it 30th of July. UK edition also released in 66 on Brunswick Records. You're listening to
Buzztown Radio.
This is Vernon Harrell. Vernon Harrell and If This Ain't Love in open and closed brackets. Ain't No Cows in Texas, released on Score Records out of New York, and it was released in 1966, composed by Ralph Bailey and Vernon Harrell himself. We're listening to Soul on Saturday here on
Soul on Saturday. Great soul music live on Buzztown Radio. Buzztown Radio. Buzztown Radio. Buzztown Radio.
Ain't no place like Motown. Listen while we play.
two tunes coming up from the Motown stable, starting with Lonely, Lonely, Man Am I. Here's the Temptations on Buzztown.
With a tear-stained face.
Yeah, the Temptations with their version of Lonely, Lonely, Man Am I, track 5 on the A side of their album, Getting Ready, released on Gordy Records on the 15th of June 1966 in the States, October 66 on Tamla Motown here in the UK. Composed by Edward Holland Jr., Norman Whitfield and Eddie Kendricks. This is Buzztown Radio. Here's Brenda Holloway. I'll Be Alright is the title. Brenda Holloway and I'll Be Alright. Now it was scheduled to be track 4 on the B-side of her album Hurtin' and Crying, which was coming out on Tamla Records with catalogue number T263 on the 1st of November 1965. However, for whatever reason, they decided to pull it and it was never released. Great album, that particular track composed by Frank Wilson, and you can get it on CD because it's on her Motown Anthology album, which came out here in the UK. Well, it's not the weather that we had a week ago, is it? So let me tell you about the weekend that we're going to get, the weather we're going to get over the weekend. Not the weekend we're going to get over the weather. Although we'll probably take a few days to get over this weekend. It's an overcast day, as you can probably tell, changing to sunny intervals by early evening with a top temperature of 22 degrees centigrade. There's a 30% chance of rain today, and the wind is coming from a west-southwesterly direction at 17 miles per hour, gusting at 32 miles per hour. UV is low at number 4, dropping to 1 by 6 o'clock. Now overnight, clear skies, temperature of around 17 centigrade. Probably won't get any lower than 16 around about 1 o'clock, and that's where it stays for the whole night. So likely to be quite a muggy, humid night to sleep in. Tomorrow, well, the morning will see cloudy conditions with a chance of light rain and some sunny spells, changing to overcast by lunchtime. Highs of just 20 centigrade with the wind from a west-northwesterly direction at 14 miles per hour with gusts of 31. UV will be slightly higher to begin with tomorrow at 7, dropping to 1 by 6 o'clock. That's your weather here on Buzztown Radio. This is Soul on Saturday, and I'm Bob Hutchins. Welcome along.
Buzztown Radio. Buzztown Radio. Buzztown Radio.
It's Dickie Wonder, Nobody Knows. Dickie Wonder, Nobody Knows on Sound of Soul Records from 1966, composed by Doris Allen and Dickie Wonder himself. This is Buzztown Radio. You're listening to Soul on Saturday. Welcome along. How are you feeling? This is Dr. Feelgood and the Interns. What's up, Doc? This is Buzztown Radio. That was Dr. Feelgood and the Interns and What's Up Doc. Initially it was supposed to have come out as the B-side to Bald Headed Lena, released on OK Records in June of '62. However, they decided to withdraw that single at the very last minute, and it was eventually released the A-side was eventually released in January 1963 with another song, My Gal Joe, on the B-side. Now What's Up Doc was then put on to the B-side of Right String But the Wrong Yo-Yo, and OK brought that one out in July, a month later, 1962. Produced by Don Law and Frank Jones, composed by Curtis Smith and Willie L. Perryman. This is Buzztown Radio. It's a murky day, isn't it? Very muggy though. Very muggy. Strong wind today. Very strong. So, who else do we serve as well as Leighton Buzzard? Well,
would you like a request played in hour 2? Email me here in the studio now. bobh.buzztownradio@protonmail.com.
You've got mail.
yeah, so if you want to request this afternoon, just pop it on the email. Alternatively, you can pop it on the chat on Buzztown Radio's and Mixcloud site.
Serving Leighton, Buzzard, Dunstable, and the surrounding villages. This is Buzztown Radio.
There's Wade Flemons. I came running back from the party. Taking you back to June 1963 here on Buzztown, the Wade Flemons. I came running back, in brackets, back from the party. Arranged by Lucy DeJesus and composed by David Parker and the Vero artist. Cashbox reviewed it 22nd of June 1963. There's Jimmy James and the Vagabonds, This Heart of Mine. Fabulous late Jimmy James and the Vagabonds, This Heart of Mine, here on Buzztown Radio, released in the UK on Piccadilly Records, 5th of August 1966, composed by Barrett Strong. In May 2021, a near mint copy of that sold for $2.60. I haven't looked for a long time to see how much it's going to cost.
Bob Hutchins on Buzztown Radio.
This is Johnny Maestro with the Crests and Heartburn. Johnny Maestro with the Crests and Heartburn there on Buzztown Radio. Parkway Records released that one in June of 1966, produced by Lou Futterman and Windsor King, arranged by J.J. Jackson, who co-composed it with Angela Martin. Record World reviewed it 2nd of July, Billboard on the 22nd, and it was copyrighted on the 8th of August. We can get one more track in for hour 1. Here's Little Charles and the Sidewinders. Hello, Heartbreaker. You're listening to Soul on Saturday. Concluding hour 1 of Soul on Saturday, Little Charles and the Sidewinders. Hello Heartbreaker, which was the B-side to Got My Own Thing Going. Kept out in New York on Drum Records roundabout 1965, arranged by Ray Bryant, produced by Luther Dixon and composed by Edward Roberts and Robert Mosley.
The current time is 3 p.m.
Buzztown Radio, Buzztown Radio, it's coming alive. Buzztown Radio. Buzztown Radio, it's coming alive. Buzztown Radio.
Bob Hutchins on Buzztown Radio.
Welcome to hour 2 of Soul on Saturday. This is the Kashmirs getting us going again, finally waking up. The Kashmirs, Finally Waking Up in brackets, Bashful Man, came out on Ninandi Records in 1968. B-side to Fairy Tales Just Ain't True, produced by Jesse Godwin, arranged by Fonz Mizell, and composed by E.H. Jefferson. I'd like to say good morning to Michael Corderano over there in Cleveland, Ohio. Bet you're having better weather than we are today, Michael. Here's one that I've got in my box. It's the Tams from 1965, Unlove You. Yeah, the Tams and Unlove You, released as an A-side on ABC Paramount Records in March of 1965, produced and composed by Joe Self. It's already 85 degrees in Cleveland, Ohio, going up to 90, very hot and sunny, says this morning. Top temperature here in the UK, 22 degrees centigrade today. This is Buzztown Radio, I'm Bob Hutchins, welcome. This is Othello Robertson and So In Love. Probably should have played this one first, shouldn't I? They even spelt love the same, L-U-V. Othello Robertson and So In Love on Baby Love Records from 1966, arranged by Eddie Foster and Del Randall and composed by Del Randall. It was, the promo was also on the Era label in May of 1967, but as far as I can tell there were no stock copies on that label.
It's sold every Saturday on Buzztown Radio.
Edwin Starr, has it happened to you yet?
You'll always be right by your side.
Yeah, the fabulous Edwin Starr, Has It Happened to You Yet? Recorded in 1967 at United Sound Studios in Detroit, remained unreleased until Goldmine Soul Supply brought them out on their Connoisseur series in 1997 on vinyl, composed by Don Davis and J.J. Barnes. This is Buzztown Radio, you're listening to Soul on Saturday with me, Bob Hutchins. Welcome along.
Get ready to dance. Here's our modern room twosome.
Starting with the Four Wonders from 1974, Just Looking for My Love. Yeah, this is Buzztown Radio, and that was Four Wonders and Just Looking for My Love. B-side, no, it was the A-side taken from an album called I Can't Get Over You. The single released on Solid Foundation Records in 1974, produced, arranged and composed by Eddie McGee and John Binson. Nice gentle modern room tune for you. Oh, I do love that. Wish it was available on vinyl. This is Buzztown Radio, and that was Jeff Waddington and All That You've Got, featuring the beautiful voice of Tamika Jackson. Released as a download only on the 18th of November 2024. Listening to Soul on Saturday with me, Bob Hutchins. Here's Sharon McMahon. Gotta find another guy. Sharon McMahon and Gotta Find Another Guy on Karen Records from 1966, produced by Ollie McLaughlin and composed by the singer, myself, Sharon McMahon. spelt differently on the writing credits and the singing credits. There's Cody Black. Somebody's gonna end up loving. This is Buzztown Radio. Cody Black, Somebody's Gonna End Up Loving, B-side to Going, Going, Gone on Ramrock Records from February 1968, produced by Cody Black and Rudy Robinson, arranged by Rudy Robinson, and composed on the label by Cody Black, Grant Burnton and Rudy Robinson, although on the actual copyright on the 29th of November, only Cody Black is credited.
Great soul music live on Buzztown Radio. Buzztown Radio. Buzztown Radio. Buzztown Radio.
The Iceman, It's Time You Knew. Buzztown Radio, that was the Iceman, and It's Time You Knew. B-side to It's Gonna Take a Lot, in brackets, to bring me baby. No, to bring me back, baby. Yes, released on Ole 9 Records in April 1967. A Trans Am Productions, which was George Kerr, named after his daughters, arranged by Richard T, composed by Eddie Singleton. There's the Young Folk, Lonely Girl.
Would you like a request played in hour 2? Email me here in the studio now, bob.h.buzztownradio@protonmail.com.
You've got mail.
Yeah, The Young Folk and Lonely Girl, B-side to a song called Joey, released on Marvellous Records in May of 1967, produced by Jimmy Jones, who composed it with Otha Hayes. UK edition of that released on the President record label, 16th of June 1967. Yeah, that was the Miracle Shop Around on Tamla Records from the 15th of October 1960, composed by Smokey Robinson and Berry Gordy, released on London Records here in the UK, 3rd of February 1961. This is the Buzztown Motown Double Play. Second one's the Marvelettes, Take Me Where You Go.
Don't you ever leave me unless you want to.
3:32 here on Buzztown Radio. That was the Marvelettes and Take Me Where You Go. It was track 5 on the B-side of their album The Return of the Marvelettes, released by Tamla Records September 1970, composed by Smokey Robinson and Warren Moore. We weren't lucky enough to get that record here in the UK. Tamla Motown didn't release it for whatever reason.
Bob Hutchins on Buzztown Radio.
Yvonne Fair, Just As Sure. Yvonne Fair, Just As Sure, in brackets, As You Play, comma, You Must Play. Released as the B-side to Baby Baby on Smash Records from March 1966, composed by Barclay Jones, Maymon Chip Jones and Althea King. You're listening to Buzztown Radio. This is Soul on Saturday. Welcome along. Yes, Gil Blanding and Rules.
I gotta do it because I love her so.
Gil Blanding and Rules, the A-side on Ready Records from 1965, produced and arranged by Larry Lucy, composed by Eugene Bennett and Virgil Blanding. Copyrighted on 5th of November 1965, Waycross Music Publisher.
Buzztown Radio. Buzztown Radio. Buzztown Radio.
This is Sydney Barnes on Soul on Saturday, talking about a shindig. Sydney Barnes here on Buzztown Radio as we approach 1540 hours, talking about a shindig. A-side on Bluetone Records from 1965, arranged by J.J. Jackson, the producer Herb Abramson, and composed by J.J. Jackson and Sydney Barnes, copyrighted on the 1st of February 1965, Metal Music Inc. This is Soul on Saturday. Tommy Hunt, the work song. Born a month and 3 days after my late father, Tommy Hunt, the work song came out on Scepter Records in May of 1962, having been recorded in New York City in the March of that year. Arranged by Bert Keys, composed by Nat Adderley and Oscar Brown Jr. Billboard reviewed it 19th of May. On your radio.
Buzztown Radio.
Here's Jackie Moore, Who Told You? Back in the 60s, you got a lot of great B-sides in the soul music industry. That was Miss Jackie Moore, Who Told You? The B-side to Lose Her Again, released on the One label, June 1969, arranged by Bobby Martin and composed by Jackie Moore herself. No UK issue of that one. This is Buzztown Radio. Here's the Sharpies, Just to Please You. Yeah, the Sharpies and Just to Please You, B-side to the better known Tired of Being Lonely, released on the wonderful label in November 1965, produced by James Leonard Jones, arranged by Eddie Silvers and composed by Bernie Sharp. It's also sought after on the UK label, very rare issue that one. It came out on stateside 18th of March 1966. This is Soul on Saturday you're listening to.
Serving Leighton, Buzzard, Dunstable, and the surrounding villages. This is Buzztown Radio.
Good afternoon to Johnny Murph and his colleagues in Milton Keynes, station owner, of course, of Buzztown Radio. This is Oliver Bush. I'll make it up to you. Just coming up to 10 to 4 on the Buzztown Radio, Oliver Bush and I'll Make It Up to You, A-side on Gamble Records from May 1969, arranged by Marty J and composed by Leo McCarkle. No UK issue of that one. This is Soul on Saturday, welcome along. Just 10 minutes left. Don't worry though, I'll be back next week. Here's the charades, or charades, the key to my happiness. There you go, the charades on Buzztown, the key to my happiness. A-side on the MGM imprint from July 1966, produced by Howard Foles and Tom Wilson, arranged by Horace Ott, composed by Robert Maxwell. Billboard reviewed it 16th of July 66 on page 16.
Oh, Hutchin, soul on Saturday, great soul music live on Buzztown Radio. Buzztown Radio. Buzztown.
Willie Jones is the first of two Willies. Where's my money? Taking you back to December 1961 here on Buzztown. Willie Jones, Where's My Money came out on Mr. Peacock Records in December of 61, composed by Tom King, Ira Mack and Willie Jones himself. Billboard reviewed it Christmas Day 1961. Here's the second Willie, Little Willie John. In brackets, I need someone.
Someone to talk to me. Can't you see I need someone?
Yeah, an unreleased track from 1966 here on Buzzdown Radio. Little Willie John, I Need Someone. B-side to Home at Last, which eventually saw light of day on Kent Select Records in 2009. Produced and arranged by H.B. Barnum and David Axelrod. Don't have a composer's name, unfortunately. On to our final track of the afternoon on Soul on Saturday. This is Lorenzo Manley, Swoop Down on You. Lorenzo Manley here on Buzzdown. I'm gonna swoop down on you. I'm gonna, in brackets. Released on Original Sound Records in 1966. Composed by Jackson, Taylor and Santifer. That's Billy Jackson, because he composed it with Herbert Lee and John Santifer. There are some suggestions online that the B-side that I've just played you is actually Gene Dozier. Well, sadly, we've come to the end of Soul on Saturday here on Buzzdown Radio. Don't forget, there's loads of great shows every day of the week here on Buzzdown Radio. Head over to our website, buzzdownradio.co.uk, for more information. I'll be back as DJ Bobby H with the Sounds of Jamaica Oldie Show, 8 o'clock tonight, between 8 and midnight. It's vintage ska, rocksteady and reggae tunes for you. So on Saturday, we'll be back next Saturday at the same time, 2 o'clock. Until then, have a great weekend and a fabulous week. Bye for now.
Soul on Saturday was a Bob Hutchins radio production for Buzztown Radio.